They danced the night away and morning and afternoon. A look at Elan's 24-hour coverage of Elonthon.
They keep the yard mowed, and I get my motor home. I don't have to worry about none of that.
We talked to one man who made Elon the promise of a lifetime.
And this little-known Elon experience can help you learn more about trees besides oak.
All that and more.
Elon Local News starts right now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Brianna McClelland.
And I'm Rajat Agarwal. We begin tonight with a historic weekend for the kids.
Today, many students are still recovering after dancing 24 hours at Elonthon this weekend. This year's Elonthon raised more than $276,000 for Duke Children's Research Hospital. Elan spoke to Elonthon Executive Director Hannah Orth, who says she is in awe at the constant support from the Elon community.
And the thing that gets me every single time is when parents look at us and tell us that we're amazing, and I just look back at them like, how could you ever tell? Like, I do nothing compared to what you have done as a parent of a sick kid. And I think just seeing kind of like what happens when we raise a certain amount of money is these kids get to have their childhoods back.
Our Caroline Hartshorn and Jackie Pascal were in Alumni Gym for all 24 hours this weekend to participate in this historic dance marathon.
And if you ask anybody here, it's probably their favorite weekend of the whole year. It's
Elonthon, and we're here in the first 3 hours. We already heard from 3 different families. We have a couple competitions going on. Everyone's so excited.
Elonthon is our school's 24-hour dance marathon where students raise money for the kids at Duke Children's Hospital.
This year's theme was superheroes, and Jackie and I were true superheroes dancing for 24 hours. More than 850 dancers, 21 Miracle families, and 16 exec members filled Alumni Gym, inspiring each other and dancing.
Director of Marketing Connor Janda has danced for 24 hours all 4 years at Elon, and he does it for the kids.
I think that their stories really have the power to make people hope and make people dream and make people really work hard. And it's been such a privilege to work with them for the last 4 years.
Miracle child Audrey Connor loves the support.
Being able to meet kids who went through what I have and finally understanding how Duke gets all the fun stuff.
During a time when most Elon students should actually be sleeping, hundreds of us are in Alumni Gym dancing the night away for 24 straight hours.
And what are we dancing for? We're dancing for the kids.
Let's go!
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Don't even ask us how we got into this situation. Between the stories of the Miracle Children and the upbeat music,
the dancers made it all 24 hours and exceeded their goal. And it's all
FTK!
FTK!
FTK.
Caroline Hartshorn
and Jackie Pascal.
Elon Local News.
The faculty members of Elon University are the latest voices speaking out against House Bill 2. In a meeting Friday afternoon, the faculty drafted a statement saying HB 2 puts members of and visitors to the Elon community at risk. The change calls for Elon students and staff to support the resolution, and they also asked for colleagues at other North Carolina universities to consider HB 2's effects.
For students, groups like Elon Feminists and Elon's Queer Straight Alliance Spectrum have spoken out against the bill, participating in protests and posting flyers around campus. Senior Imani Mobley started a social media campaign to oppose the bill. Mobley wants students to post pictures with their friends or messages about celebrating differences with the hashtag #SpreadLoveNotHate. It's a message she hopes reaches students who want to take action against the bill.
It's about collaboration because, you know, I'm only one person. I can't do it by myself. But when it was just amazing. When I sent out an email, I wasn't sure the kind of response I was going to get. And I got an overwhelming support.
On-campus organizations like Spectrum and Effect started using the hashtag, but Mobley says the next step to take is to the community and have local businesses spread the message.
Elon's campus continues to expand, and our Connor McCoy met one man who made a promise to help it grow.
Bill Lloyd Jr. lives a peaceful life, spending time with friends and family, hiking through the trail behind his home, and telling old war stories from his time in World War II. He didn't lose his spirit in battle, but he did lose his property ownership at Elon.
I've had an Elon address all my life except during the war years I was gone.
It helps that he gave Elon the right to his property.
I just gave it to him with lifetime rights to it. And now I can go anywhere. They keep the yard mowed and I get my motorhome. I don't have to worry about none of that.
And this isn't the first time Loy has donated land to Elon. Does the name Loy sound familiar? It should. Without him, Elon wouldn't have the Loy Farm or the Loy Center. Loy donated the land for the Greek courts in 1997 in memory of his late wife, Lib Loy, an Elon alum. Loy says he started donating to fulfill a promise he made to God during the war.
The promise I made when I was in the Oregon forest that I'd try to make my community a better place. And it stayed on my mind.
So that's what he did. He built a good relationship with former Elon president Fred Young and helped expand Elon.
I said to him, I've done all I can do. Just please let me just relax now for the rest of my life and not have to worry about this other organization.
Now 95 years old, Loy feels he's done all he can for the university, and he's retired from community building.
So I started working with the university and got my first 10 acres here at the Loy Center or more, and then from on, they got all the way to the highway over yonder.
For now, Loy plans to enjoy the view from his porch.
I like this view here, beautiful.
And stay around for another couple of years. Con McCoy, Elon Local News.
We reached out to Elon University about what Elon plans to do with the land after Loy's death, and they had no comment. Loy and his family also welcome students to use the trail around his home, but just be sure to say hello if you see him.
Compared to Loy's peaceful trail, when you walk across campus under the oaks, it's hard not to notice the noisy construction site that will eventually become the new School of Communications. But the company is tearing down more than bricks. Our Connor Delpreet looked into how these sites like these affect the environment.
I'm pretty convinced that any tree on the campus itself is in danger of being cut down in the name of progress in the future.
Environmental Studies adjunct professor Paul Morsdorf says people do not consider how much construction sites at Elon, like the expansion of the School of Communications, hurt the environment.
As you do construction, obviously you're moving things in, you're shifting earth, you're doing all those kind of things. So you've radically changed a habitat for whatever plants and animals were there.
Some of the habitats endangered by construction lie within these trees that have become a staple of Elon's visual appeal. But Morsdorf estimates over 25 trees were cut down because of the construction behind me.
And then I noticed the amount of logs that were piled up there, the tree trunks, and how wide they were, the diameters of those tree trunks. And it was amazing. It was like somebody took a friend of mine away, you know?
Morsdorf says cutting down large trees in the name of expansion takes away an essential part of the environment's sustainability.
And the larger the tree, the better job it's doing of absorbing that carbon dioxide as part of photosynthesis. It absorbs carbon dioxide, it absorbs water out of the ground, and it forms the leaves, and the leaves will end up as being nutrients to the ground when they fall.
Kirkland Construction Company declined to comment, and we reached out to Elon University Facilities Master Plan Committee member Gerald Whittington. He responded by stating in part, quote, "While it might seem regrettable to lose those trees we did take down, we planted immensely more trees than we lost. So in a net consideration, we were still vastly ahead in carbon offsets and habitat expansion." Connor Delpreet, Elon Local News.
And for the full statement from Gerald Whittington about Elon's expansion and the environment, check out our website at elonlocalnews.com.
This is Sexual Assault Awareness Week. Sparks is hosting events starting tonight with a monument quilt display kickoff and banner making. It's from now until 7:30 in Mosley Student Center. And tomorrow there's a march against victim blaming at 5 p.m. at Speaker's Corner outside Mosley. Take Back the Night will be Thursday, starting with a community gathering at 6:30 p.m., followed by a speak out and a performance by Twisted Measure in Whitley Auditorium at 7:30. According to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men will be sexually assaulted in college, but the majority of these cases are not reported. The calendar may say April Rajat, but the temperatures are starting to confuse me. It's a little cold outside.
It's been cold. Finally a beautiful day today, though.
Yes. Well, our Emmanuel Morgan is in downtown Elon with our weather forecast for this week. Emmanuel?
Thanks, guys. This weekend was really, really cold. I had to wear a coat for once. It was really, really strange. But today was nice, with a high of 72 and a low of 55. Let's go to the famous 5-day forecast. Tuesday looks really, really rainy, with a high of 63 and low of 43. But heading into Wednesday, the rain stops, with a high of 64 and low of 41. Thursday will be partly cloudy, with a high of 66 and low of 40. And heading into the weekend, Friday looks nice, with a high of 66 and a low of 41, and Saturday with a high of 70 and a low of 40. That's all I have for weather. Brittany Rashad, back to you.
And don't know the first thing about taxes? We'll have a senior accounting major here to tell you how to get started.
Tax day is 1 week away, and if you still need to start filling out all of those forms, we have some help for you right here in the studio. Nate May is a senior accounting major and has some tips to get you ready. Nate, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
So to start off, if someone has put taxes off this late, cutting it close, are there still ways they can get it done in time?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple ways to get it done in time. There's a lot of online software out there for you to do TaxWise, TurboTax, things like that, which really, especially someone our age, it's not going to be too complicated. You can just go online and pay the service and get it done in a couple hours.
So Nate, tell me, is there someone on campus who can help me do my taxes?
Well, definitely. I would either approach as your senior accounting friends, because part of our tuition and part of our education goes to learning how to do taxes, or really just ask the accounting department. A lot of professors there are willing to help out students file their taxes.
Nate, thanks so much for stopping by, and great jacket you have on there.
No problem.
Cone Health Acute Care Hospitals, which includes Alamance Regional Medical Center, received the 2016 Distinguished Hospital Award for Clinical Excellence. The award comes from Health Grades, the leading online resource for comprehensive information on physicians and hospitals.
Have you ever stayed at the library really late into the night and wanted a safe ride home? Well, Elon has a program called eRides. eRides, not to be confused with Safe Rides, which is run by students, has been around Elon for nearly a decade, but not many students realize it exists. The Automotive Services Manager of Transportation at Elon, Keith Diamont, explains how easy it is for students to use eRides.
All you have to do to get a ride is you call security at 555. We work with the dispatcher. Our drivers we have walkies in our vans, and so that's how it works. It's just as easy as calling 5555.
eRides will take any student from campus to any residential area on or off campus. eRides operates Monday through Thursday from 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. and on Friday from 7 p.m. until 12 a.m.
And not eRides, but Safe Rides is looking to name one of its vans. The student organization is taking submissions to name one of their minivans from other student organizations until Friday. Next week, the group will have a table in Mosley where students can vote their favorite name and organization through cash donations. The name with the most donations will win, and a reveal will be held at the end of next week to announce the winning name.
Coming up, we found one student trying to make a difference for a cause close to home.
A colorful affair. Find out why you may have seen some of your friends looking like a rainbow.
According to the World Health Organization, more than 8 million people die each year from cancer. And one Elon student is trying to make a difference by raising money in honor of his grandfather battling pancreatic cancer. Senior Jack Hollowell started a fundraiser called Raffle for Jimmy V, an event he says will happen in early May. The Jimmy V Foundation is an organization for cancer research. Hollowell is raffling off a number of items, including a Callaway golf club, an Apple TV system, and Beats speakers. Raffle tickets are $5, and all proceeds will benefit the foundation. Hollowell's grandfather was diagnosed with late-stage pancreatic cancer earlier this year, and Hollowell says this fundraiser is the least he could do.
I've set a goal for $2,000, and before he passes, I would really like to, reach that goal to show him that I'm supporting him, that I love him.
For more information on how to participate in the raffle or to make a donation, visit facebook.com/JimmyVRaffle.
Junior Strategic Communications major Mary Claire Schulz was one of about 50 Elon students presenting her undergraduate research at the National Undergraduate Research Forum at UNC Asheville this weekend. Schulz gave her presentation titled Brand Partnership Gone Bad, which studied toy company Lego's response to the attack on its partnership with oil and gas company Shell. Schulz says this is something she's been hoping to do since she stepped on campus.
I've been hearing about it for a while, and it's kind of your first experience really presenting your research and sharing what you've been doing. So that was a nice experience for me, and it kind of encourages other people who are interested in your research to come watch you and ask you questions. So that's also a nice experience to have.
Young Commons looked a little more colorful on Friday as students and faculty flocked to Holi, the Hindu celebration signifying the start of spring. Elon community members, young and old, lined up to throw colored powder in the air and at each other. Holi is a Middle Eastern ritual dating back to the 4th century. Associate Chaplain for Protestant Life Joel Harder says Holi is the perfect opportunity for engaged learning.
So it's not like a formal lecture or presentation. You actually get to do something interactive and throw paint, which is part of what we're celebrating, all the different colors of spring.
And spreading international cultural awareness does not end with Holi. Tonight at 7 in the Student Professional Development Center, there's a presentation on how to discover resources for international work opportunities. If you are studying abroad and looking for a job, internship, or volunteer experience, the SPDC in Mosley 140 will help you find opportunities. Elon Votes will host a college coffee table on Tuesday. Elon Votes will have more information for students about how to register to vote for the upcoming election. And if you're looking to attend a political event this week, the College Democrats, College Republicans, and Young Americans for Liberty will be hosting a bipartisan debate. It's at Newman Lumen Pavilion on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., and our Ashley Boley will be one of the moderators. And also on Wednesday night, Louis DeJoy will speak about business expansion at 6 p.m. in LaRose Digital Theater. DeJoy was the CEO of a small regional trucking company that he transformed into a large logistics business. Coming up, trees and technology come together for this unique Elon experience.
Putting points on the board for the Phoenix. Elon Athletics spent the weekend giving in a different way. You're watching Spring has sprung at Elon, and in light of the newfound sunshine, many students may have noticed the trees around Elon sprouting new green leaves, fresh flowers, and QR codes. More than 125 trees around Young Commons and the historic neighborhood have been accessorized with labels containing the name of the tree and a QR code link to an informational page with the history, care, information, and description of the tree. An interactive campus map can be found on Elon's website, and details complete a walking tree tour. The path is just over a mile and takes 90 minutes to complete if you stop at all 125 tree stations. If you are interested in a specific species of tree, you can search the map for anything from an American basswood to Yoshino cherry. To learn more about the trees of Elon, download a QR reader, find a labeled tree, and start scanning.
The Elon Student Athlete Advisory Committee is hosting a food drive this week as part of the Colonial Athletic Association's conference-wide Food Drive Challenge. Members of the committee will be at all athletic events throughout the week collecting non-perishable items. In addition to food, the drive will be accepting monetary donations in the form of Phoenix Cash, all of which will be donated to allied churches of Alamance County.
We're volunteering to help out. We're advertising for it, as well as, we're staffing at all the home events. So we, athletes like to give back to the community, because the community does a lot to us. They come out to our games, they support us, so we like to support them as well.
If you can't make it to a baseball, softball, lacrosse, or tennis event this week, there will be a donation bin in the Core Athletic Center. Last year's drive did collect over 8,000 pounds of food and over $4,000 for allied churches of Alamance County.
And we're almost to the end of our show for tonight, but I just wanted to take a minute to congratulate Rajat on a fantastic 4 years of being a member of Elon Local News.
It's been a wonderful year and a wonderful 4 years.
Being your last show this evening, around the corner.
A wonderful time, yeah.
So Rajat, tell me a little bit about women's tennis. In your 4 years of Elon, you've done a lot for us with sports coverage. So what can you tell me about them this season?
It was a fun time. They had their senior day this past Saturday, and that was nice to honor their one senior. And they had a nice ceremony out there. The match actually got canceled, but the coaching staff and the players did a nice job doing a senior ceremony, and it turned out really nicely. But you were the busy one this weekend, 24 hours, 4 years in a row, is that right?
That is correct, 24 hours, 4 years in a row for the kids.
So how was that experience this year compared to the past 3 years?
It's been amazing. I think the biggest difference for me this year was that we literally made history. Elonthon is now the 22nd largest dance marathon in the country, which is pretty crazy when you think about the size of our university.
Were you on executive committee
I
all 4 years, or this was your first year?
This year was my only year on the executive committee, but in the past 3 years I've been a committee member.
I got to stop by for the first time this year at the end. I know that sounds bad after you've been there for 4 years, but it was a great experience. I wish I'd been there longer, but I stopped by for the big reveal at the end where they revealed all the money, and that was amazing what you guys did.
It's a great moment to have.
Yeah.
And
the New York primaries are coming up, so what do you expect politically to happen? The election's obviously winding down, the primary elections, a couple more states, so what do you think is going to happen?
If I'm going to be really honest with you, Rajat, I think this election season has turned into such a circus. There's a lot of unexpected turns that we haven't really expected. Cruz is currently at 15%, and then I know Trump.
At 54%, I believe.
Yes, so it's really interesting to see these numbers and see where they're getting support from, especially throughout the country. So New York will be interesting.
And if no one reaches that number of delegates, I don't know. It's going to be interesting going to the Republican convention to see if Trump will be able to hold the lead.
I completely agree.
That's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Elon Local News. And we apologize. We have one more story for you. The package on a new organization, Spoon.
Spoon University is a website and food resource for college students, offering recipes, tricks with food called hacks, and how-to videos. One of the chapter creators, Jordan Shu, thinks these resources are necessary on Elon's campus.
Because we don't go to school in a city and the community is very small, people think that the dining room, the dining hall food is the same all the time, but we want to make, students more excited about food, even if it's dining hall food.
With more than 100 chapters throughout the country, chapter creator Meredith Taylor hopes it comes to Elon next.
What we really want to explain to students on campus, you can save a few bucks when you're at the grocery store, the healthy route for certain recipes that you want to make, or like healthy snacks that you can buy, and the healthy options at the dining hall.
Spoon. You know what, Rajat, what a fun way to end, because my dear co-anchor here does not know how to cook a single vegetable.
If you want more of that story, you can tune on to elonlocalnews.com. I will definitely be tuning on to watch that full story later.
And for the latest and most up-to-date coverage, make sure to follow us on social media at Elon Local News. And from all of us here at Elon, have a